It's a pleasure to be here today and to have a chance to talk to all of you. There's a handout that you should all have, which is a financial services update. It should be on your table. It's a three-page summary of all of the events that have happened over the last 2 weeks. And as we know, there have been a lot of significant events all through the past 6 months or so with the issues that we're dealing with. And there's no exception for the last 2 weeks. So what we'll do is we'll really just do a sort of a highlight of the most significant events that I believe have happened over the last couple of weeks through various parts of the recovery plan. And we'll start with the announcement just a couple of days ago about the public-private partnership that the administration is putting into place to purchase toxic assets. The Treasury is going to use up to $100 billion of TARP funds to leverage between $500 billion and $1 trillion worth of these purchases. The plan has two essential parts. The FDIC, in one part of the plan, is to host auctions designed to let banks sell pools of residential and commercial real estate loans. And the other part of the plan involves the Fed accepting legacy securities as collateral as part of its TAF program. This, of course, could pose some risks to the Fed. This is something that I think is unprecedented. I think that's fair to say, Tom. And that is having an effect on the marketplace. There is the possibility that investors could be dissuaded from taking full participation in this government program, in part because of the flap over the AIG bonuses, which also happened in the last couple of weeks. I'm sorry?
Because of why?
Because of the congressional response to the AIG bonus issue, which we'll talk about a little bit here. There are concerns in the marketplace among investors about getting involved in a partnership with the government if they find that they may likewise be on the receiving end of legislation designed to address excessive compensation, perceived excessive compensation. There have also been talks in the last couple of weeks from various officials, the President, also the Treasury Secretary, downplaying the idea of nationalization. Of course, we all saw what happened with bank stocks about 3 or 4 weeks ago. They've been taking a beating for a long time. There's been a little bit of a resurgence. The announcement of the plan led to very significant uptick in the market on March 23rd. The announcement of this toxic asset plan caused the markets to soar. The Dow was up 6.8%, the S&P up 7%, and the KBW Bank Index went up 18%. So that was a very good day. I remember on March 5th when Citi shares went down below $1. I was having lunch and I was looking at my iPhone and I said, I wonder if I should buy this. And I hesitated, having learned some unpleasant lessons with other companies. And now, of course, Citi shares are at $3. So I wish I could go back in time. But given what's happened over the last few months, I may get a chance to buy Citi shares at $1 again before too long. Let's see what happens. Moving on to what's happening in the agencies. The OCC and the Fed have defended themselves against charges by the GAO that they were lax in their oversight responsibilities. This occurred at a March 18 Senate Banking Committee hearing. The Fed is, I believe, today going to distribute funds for liquidity purposes as part of its TAF program. The FDIC, the past couple of weeks, was asked by treasurers in 7 states, as well as the ABA, to assist state public deposit insurance funds. The SEC has been addressing accounting standards. There are going to be some coming standards to address the illiquid assets. These may not, however, address mark-to-market concerns. In the Congress, we talked a little bit about the AIG bonus flap. On March 18, the House Judiciary Committee passed a measure allowing the Department of Justice to recover previously excessive payments by companies that received more than $10 billion in government money. On the next day, March 19, the House of Representatives passed a proposal to tax 90% of executive bonuses paid to companies receiving $5 billion or more in rescue aid. This includes a lot of the largest players that are listed here. It applies only to individual employers with household incomes over $250,000 per year, and it applies only to bonuses after January 1st, 2009. So that is evidently going to exclude about $2.5 billion of the bonuses that were paid before January 1st as part of the Merrill Lynch bonus payout. In the Senate, there's a different proposal. It's working its way through. Senators Baucus and Grassley have, on March 18, proposed a 35% excise tax on both individuals and companies that were involved in excessive bonus payouts. This would include all TARP recipients and companies in which the government holds an equity interest, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and of course AIG. Also, another marketplace development. Citi announced a week or so ago a proposal, or at least is considering the concept of doing a reverse stock split to bolster its share prices. It's unclear if that's going to cause other large national banks and financial services companies to follow suit. In the courts, today is the day when the OCC and also the Clearinghouse Association, which is a conglomerate of large banks, are due to file their merits brief in the Cuomo case, which is scheduled for oral argument for the United States Supreme Court on April 28th. That's an important case. I think that the developments that have occurred over the last 6 months are, likely cause of the court agreeing to grant cert in that case, which was a surprise to many people because it had addressed national bank OCC preemption just a couple of years ago in the Waters case. The change in the political environment may have something to do with the court's decision to grant cert in that case. And it's an important case because what's at stake is state attorney general's ability to use the Courts of Justice provision in Section 484A of the National Bank Act to compel national banks to provide information relevant to possible violations of state versions of various consumer protection laws, such as in New York, for example, they have a state version of the Home Mortgage Disclosure Act. Attorney General Cuomo has been very aggressive during this crisis period in pursuing alleged violations of state law. Recently, the New York State Supreme Court, trial court in New York, ruled that Attorney General Cuomo is able to publicly disclose the names of bonus recipients for Bank of America and also Merit. And then the final update item that I have here is a miscellaneous item that Freddie Mac has announced that the Obama modification plan, mortgage modification plan, could cost it upwards of $30 billion. Obviously had a very dramatic effect on that institution. And that's pretty much it.